American is comfortable living a day-to-day life.
Let's go back on this one.
Bro, if I knew how bad the economy was gonna be up today, I wouldn't have been riding no bikes, playing no video games. But I would have bought a house when I was 10.
Hey, for
They
real.
did a study based on today's economy. Like, what should minimum wage be based on today's economy to make sure an American is comfortable living a day-to-day life, like with the prices, how the prices is up to date. Bro, do you know how much they say you need to make an hour to be comfortable around this motherfucker? 66 fucking dollars an hour. $66 an hour, bro.
What the
Who the fuck
fuck?
making that? And
Nah,
you know the
man.
kicker, you make $66 an hour. You work 40 hours a week. At the end of the month, guess how much you gonna have in whole? 10 bands. Oh no, but don't think you taking the whole 10 bands. You forgot about Uncle Sam. You're going home with 6,500. Maybe a seven ball if you lucky. Okay, so eliminate all the bills and life expenses from that 6,500. You left even motherfuckers who making $66 an hour after paying all their bills and life expenses at the end of the month, they only gonna be able to save a band or two a month. So regular motherfuckers like me and you was just cooked. We po. We just at this point we just on the internet seeing who can be po better. Who can be best at being po. Bro, if I knew.
Hey, for real though. I'm considered poor, and I don't make that much money at my job. I only made 20 some dollars an hour, and we struggle. But dude, if I'm making $60 an hour, trust me, buddy, I'll make that shit work. It just I feel like a lot of people, even though things are high and it's harder to live nowadays, where the prices just being gouged up, and you have these greedy corporations and blah blah. You can blame it on whatever you want, but bro, a lot of people are trying to keep up with the Jones, and they're trying to keep up with who got this and who got this, and it's just a thing where people are trying to keep up with the other. If I'm making $60 an hour, buddy, trust me, I'll be living a lot of a better life than I already am.
All right, so here's how much it costs.
Out of the United States in a nutshell. How much does it cost? General rule of thumb, $24,000. This is what I hear from most places.
Nobody can make it off $20,000 a year. Ain't no
Location.
way.
Urban locations are going to be more expensive than rural. Islands are going to be more expensive than mainland. You can certainly spend more and you can spend less. That's just a general starting point. Do you need to renounce your U.S. citizenship to move to
The year is 1990. The average annual income for Americans is $35,500 a year. They can buy a brand new car for $14,000. They get a gallon of gas for $1.04. And to purchase a home that year, it's $79,000. Let's fast forward to 2025.
So before he even gets a little bit further in this little small video, bro, me and my wife, we cannot buy a house. It's almost unreachable now. Like I said before, if I really knew that it was going to be this, so if it was going to be this bad to even grab a house, I swear I would have bought a house when I was 10, 12 years old, whatever. Because I always imagined growing up and actually becoming a homeowner. But you know, at the end of the day, you're never really going to own a home. You never own it anyway. Because you're paying taxes and all this bullshit. So you really don't own the home in the first place. But anyway, when I was growing up, I was like, yeah, I want to own a house. But now, dude, it's so unreachable. You find a house in a certain area or wherever, yeah, houses are gonna be cheaper than others depending on location and depending on what kind of house or how big it is. But at the same time, bro, a little small 3 bedroom, 1 bath house that look like it's been sitting on the corner turned into a trap house, it's not worth $400,000. It's just not worth it, bro. It's just not.
The average median income in this country is $74,000. You can buy a car for $53,000. You're going to pay $4 for a gallon of gas, and the average home price is $416,000. I'm no mathematician and I'm no expert, but boomers had the most beneficial time financial wise of any generation. And they are.
And I swear, I'm not trying to talk bad about them. I'm not trying to talk bad about anybody. But trust me, dude, the boomers had more of a leverage than people nowadays do. Trust me. And they would swear up and down that they didn't, bro. They would sit there and say, "Oh no, no, y'all have it so much easier than us. Y'all got the internet. Y'all got this. Y'all have this to make more money." I really don't believe that, bro. I don't.
Are generally the quickest to tell you that you're lazy. Kids these days, they're aware of those numbers I just gave you.
Look, I'm 25 years old. There has not been a count of how many times I've been called lazy because I'm Gen Z.
I need somebody to tell me how I'm supposed to make it in today's economy. Bro, shit's so high. You can't. It's hard to go grocery shopping. I mean, you go in the store with say $300. You ain't coming out with much. And
Yeah, so you coming out the grocery store with, or you going in with $300. Guaranteed you won't come out with more than 10 bags. And it's not enough to feed you for maybe a few days to a week. Dude, I could talk about grocery prices all day long. Grocery prices are way too high. And a lot of it is to do with the great corporations. It all depends, and then I really can't tell you. I'm not smart when it comes to how the prices are, but when it comes down to one thing, I can tell you that it's a lot to do with greed. Greed, greed, greed. And I don't care what nobody says. I'm not, like I said, I'm not the smartest dude ever. But when I say it's greed, I know millions and millions of people can agree with me on that.
Remember back in the day, 300. Shit, if you was shopping with that, you had a buggy full of meat, shrimp, steaks, enough, to last a while. Now, $300 might get you 6 little bags. That's pitiful, man. Something's got to change. The gas prices is still high. What happened, man? I thought Trump was gonna help us. This ain't what I expected when I voted this year, bro. Last year. That's not right. Something got to change.
See, I'm not gonna get into politics, but I can definitely agree to an instinct to where it's like a lot of people are depending on voting for somebody, but my far opinion is that no matter who the president is, it does not matter. We live in a dark world. We live in a terrible world, as you could say. There's a lot of bad things that happen in this world. Nothing's going to change because of one so-called savior or leader. You can't depend on somebody that's up on the ladder to where they become a leader of the country to save your ass. I mean, it's just realistic, bro.
We can't make it. How are we gonna make it?
Here is my budget for living in.
This is how much money you need to make in order to comfortably live in New York City with the guy who works in finance.
Honestly, I'm not going to react to this, but I don't understand how most people even live in bigger cities. I understand if you were born there or you just can't escape from there, you have no choice but to live there. But I'm from the South, dude. I don't like bigger places like New York, Atlanta, Georgia, places in California. Any city that I can think of, who wants to live in that where there's way too many people and way too much chaos? In bigger cities, there's more crime. When you could literally live in a small town or live out in the country somewhere to where you don't have to deal with that. Crime rates are low and stuff like that. But
so we in America can't even afford to live anymore. This 1976 cost of living, the average income was $16,000. A home was $43,000. New car, $5,000. Rent, $220 per month. Just look at these prices. So based on that, they're saying that the average income should be what, $84,000 now? So that means that with $240,000, I should be able to buy a new house. It's not possible. And also the average income is not $84,000. Most people are
bro, so what I'm trying to understand is that most people or these people that are keeping up with the stats, whoever's in charge with these stats aren't realistic, bro. There's no way that everybody is making 84,000. There's no way that's on average. I know average doesn't mean everybody, but there's no way that $84,000 is the average. I feel more like the average is 40,000 and lower, or maybe a little bit higher. But there's no way that all the people that work and make money every year is making, or it averages out to $84,000 a year. There is no way, bro.
Making way less than that. $30,000, $40,000, $50,000, $60,000. But it's not 84,000.
Exactly.
And based
There's
on
no way.
this, I should be able to get a new car. That's what? It says it would be like $5,000. So if my income is 80,000, a new car should be like $20,000, which most of the time they also are not. I mean,
Bro, I could talk about this all day with the cars nowadays. It's more of quantity and less quality now. I guess it used to be more quality than quantity, but now they just pump this shit out with a low quality, and then they put a big price tag on it. $80,000 for a single car, even trucks. A truck is not worth $80,000 unless it's some kind of like truck that you're gonna be doing business with. If it's a regular little Tacoma or something that's up in the $50,000 and $60,000, it's not worth it. It's just not.
Getting a value car. Also, if we're looking at this, your rent for the year should only be 15% of $6,000, which would be about $2,000 something dollars, which our rent is not 15% per year. It's like 30 or 40% per month. So yeah, something is definitely wrong. New car, nothing is adding up. So basically, we're not making enough to support what things cost, and it's a horrible thing. So we in
Alright, so I'm about to show y'all what an average.
Our asset just looked at how much it costs to live comfortably in 99 U.S. cities. On average, they found a single adult will need to make $96,500 a year. A family of 4, 2 adults and 2 children, need to make $235,000 a year. Then they looked at how much a single person needs to earn in 25 major U.S. cities.
So you're not gonna live comfortable under 100,000 based off of these stats. So I guess it kind of depends on what your situation is that you can live comfortably. But I can go all in detail with, if you are working a 9 to 5 and busting your ass every day, and then you are just working countless hours and you're not making off of between 30 to 40 hours a week based off this money. So if you're working 60, 70 hours just to make that money, you're still not living comfortable because you can't even enjoy the money that you make. You can't even enjoy time off. You've been at work so much, it's not going to help you any. It does not matter. If you want to live comfortable, you'll have to make that and work less, not work more and make that money, because you're not going to be able to actually have time off to even enjoy. So it's kind of useless at this point.
A recent report came out telling us how much we need to make to live comfortably depending on which state we live in. And being able to live comfortably means 50% of our earnings goes towards necessities, 30% goes towards our wants, and 20% goes to savings and investments. Apparently, the most expensive state is Massachusetts at $116,000 per year, which is around $56 an hour. However, the average salary in Massachusetts is around $66,000 a year, or $32 an hour. Hawaii is up next at around $113,000 $60,000 a year, which is around $55 an hour. The average salary in Hawaii is around $53,000 a year, or $25 an hour. Following closely behind that, California is at third at $113,000 a year. And in California, the average salary is around $62,000 a year, or $30 an hour, so you're at least only $50,000 short of living comfortably. The fourth highest state is New York at $111,000 per year, or $54 an hour. Surprisingly, in New York, the average salary is around $52,000 a year, or $25 an hour. And in fifth, we have Washington.
To be honest, bro, we live in a messed up world. And what's so bad about it is that the cost of living and what you have to make to live comfortably is so out of reach. It's so out of reality. It's all twisted. And you're telling me you got to make between $50 and $60 an hour to live comfortably? And you have to work your life away to maybe get that? When the whole goal of life is to be able to enjoy the freedom of your own time? I know that you got to do what you got to do from time to time, and you have to work to even survive. I 100% get that because I work. And I work a good bit of my hours away. And when I tell you, bro, this shit sucks. It don't matter if I'm making $50, $60 an hour. Like I said, if I'm making that good of money working, I'm still not going to feel free. Long as I work a 9 to 5, I'm not going to feel that freedom. If you know what I mean. But dude, I mean, yeah, I'll be able to afford more. I'll be so-called live comfortable. But am I really going to be able to enjoy it? No, probably not.
$106,000 a year.
We all know the cost of living has spiked in recent years.
I think there's anything wrong with adults living with their parents.
I don't think people understand. Right now, the average amount of money you have to make in order to live by yourself is $60,000 a year, meaning you have to get paid $30 an hour. Come here, and that is just to cover rent. That's not including.
Yeah, so rent nowadays, much as rent, they should make it to where people can't just charge whatever for rent. But for most people, rent is well over 50% of their income. And you telling me there's nothing wrong with that? In most of these places that people are renting out to other people and charging these high prices, as soon as you walk in the door, the fucking ceiling is molded, and floors are ripping up, half of the receptacles don't work, ceiling fans don't work, they even took the time to replace light bulbs. You got a screw-in fuse panel that was built or put in, installed back in the 70s and 80s before they made a standard for breaker boxes or breaker panels. I mean, bro, they just like literally don't even fix the place to make it livable, but yet they want top dollar for rent. Dude, make sense, bro. Make it make sense. But anyway, I think I'm gonna go because the more I talk about it, I get frustrated. I'll see y'all.